The question is, Pat, are you good?
I'm so good, I'm great.
Moot point, an issue which no satisfactory answer is found.
This is all a moot point.
The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf! Ma, the meatloaf!
Like a cow's opinion.
I've had it with this dump! We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
This is all a moot point. Doesn't matter.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Moot Points podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Moote.
Whoa, he's assumed the role of
right.
introing the show.
Hey,
and
man,
a
I'm
host now.
sitting here doing all the buttons. I'm the first one to speak.
Buttons, knobs,
Yeah,
all
not
the
over,
stuff.
Not over there like a rookie making noise with my phone.
I mean, I didn't make a lot of... It's just that these microphone arms...
I know. They're like hollow. All right, stop fiddling. Stop fiddling.
Whoa.
Serious business,
The
Brian.
tables have turned.
I know. When
Literally.
I'm in charge, this is real serious
I'm in
business.
a different seat. Mine doesn't even have cushion. It's just a stool. Now, I mean, this is how you treat your guests.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I go behind the scenes of your guys' radio situation, I'm not exactly, like, blown away.
I mean, that's
You
not
guys
true.
are
There's a lot of
professional.
buttons rolling around in there. A lot of
buttons.
multi-million-dollar situations.
Yeah, there is. You know what I mean?
End of the first segment. Smooth. I like it.
Yeah.
90 seconds.
Yep, 90-second segment. We're freeforming. I'm like kind of scatterbrained today, so I'm just going to pretend to be the host, and then I'm probably going to defer to you to lead most of the
Speaking of scatterbrain, man, I had my first CBD experience yesterday, like for real CBD experience.
What do you mean?
Well, like I've tried to hit a pen that was CBD-ish, and I didn't feel like I felt yesterday. Yesterday, I took MedTerra. It's a company down in Orange County.
Pure CBD?
100% CBD. And it also
this is a company that sent you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they sent me a bunch of stuff. And the cool thing about it was that, well, one, I got the CBD stuff from a guy on the airplane, which is never, I mean, how you start off a good story.
Well,
I mean, or you start off a great story.
That's a great place to start off a story.
This dude was like, yo, I work at this company. We're pure CBD. We sell all over the country. And I was like, man, that sounds great. He's like, yeah, I'll send you some. So he sent me some. I've got this cooling lotion that is amazing. I was having some problems. I was getting some hives on my arm. Inner arm.
True story.
Yeah, I have my iron levels are low because I'm anemic, and every once in a while I'll get, if I don't take an iron supplement for a long time, which I didn't, I forgot about it for like 2 months, I'll start to get hives, and then I take the iron supplement, I'll be good. But I had them last night because of a long weekend of the Super Bowl, which we can talk about later in the show.
Boom. Got stuff to talk
Called a
about.
tease.
There we go.
And we probably won't actually get to it, so we'll probably be teasing that for the next episode.
That's fine.
And I put it on. It works wonders. But I took 2 CBD capsules yesterday. They said take 2. That's the recommended dosage.
How many milligrams is it? Do you remember?
It's in my backpack right now. If you want to grab it, I'll keep talking. I'll filibuster. He's just knocking stuff off. He's wearing headphones right now, and he didn't remember he's wearing headphones, so he's definitely going to yank those out of the wall. So I took 2 capsules, and man, I felt relaxed. My body felt super relaxed. Is that normal? I didn't think you're supposed to act like technically feel any differently when you do CBD or not.
I mean, I'm a bad person I've done plenty of CBD, but also like I'm always high.
Oh, here's the CBD rapid cooling cream. 250 milligrams.
250 milligrams.
I don't know what that means exactly.
That's a lot.
These 0 THC, non-GMO CBD, they're good morning. They have caffeine in them, too. They're supposed to get you kicked up.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm staring at the label.
Yeah,
I don't know a damn thing about the label. I didn't know anything about it.
Good morning CBD, 60 gel caps, non-GMO, 0 THC. How much is? I just want to know how much is in each one. Oh, it's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
It's got an energizing boost
concoction.
of caffeine, B6, B12, 25 milligrams of CBD.
Is that a lot?
I mean, 50 milligrams, that's whatever.
I took 50 milligrams. I felt good, man. I felt like my
I've never
shoulders were relaxed.
I've never felt anything from the CBD, but also I'm always...
Well, you
on
are a
CBD.
weed smoking veteran.
Yeah, and I'm
I mean,
always
okay.
on
So what I
a certain
got,
amount
what
of
I got
CBD.
was, you know what I felt? I felt like the high minus the head stuff. So I didn't feel my heart beating in my eyeballs, which always creeps me out really bad.
Heart beating in my eyeballs. Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm talking about? Like I could feel my pulse in my eyes.
All that is just one of those weird things that you've chose to fixate on when you're high.
Yeah.
And
I'd be like, I
I've
feel
done
my
it where
heart-
I'm like, I've like got to this point where I'm like, I can't I feel like I'm not telling myself to breathe. I feel like I
I've done
stopped
that
breathing
before.
because I'm not telling myself to breathe. It's like you don't tell yourself to breathe. You just breathe.
One of the first times I ever smoked weed, the first 2 times I smoked weed, I got super high. Like, you know, in the movie Half Baked, when they talk about it, like, we got really high, man.
They go into the store.
Yeah,
that makes me honestly remember that I wanted to buy some candy later.
Abba Zabba, you my only friend.
Yeah, remind me. Some pink popcorn and some Funyuns.
I want some Takis. So I smoked weed in the woods on the ski bus when I was in seventh grade, right before we got back on the ski bus to go home.
Don't do drugs, kids.
And all I remember is being so high that when I tried to go to the bathroom in the back of the bus, like, the bus was driving, and I peed all over the place. Like, I peed everywhere. On the walls, on the toilet seats, on everything.
Yeah.
And I got home, and I'm pretty sure, at the time, I thought my dad knew I was high, but now looking back on it, my dad didn't even know that one of my 8th grade buddies was having alcohol poisoning. He thought he was goofing around. So my dad wasn't the most...
Yeah, he wasn't.
Also, he was drunk at the time, probably.
Yeah, he gave us the benefit of the doubt. But I also think he just was like, please don't make this a situation.
Yeah.
Please don't be a problem.
I feel like that's what a lot of dads do.
His was wishful thinking. It
watching,
seemed like he was being ignorant, but he was really being just like, come on, I'm going to will this to not be an issue.
Let's not call an ambulance. You're fine. And then the next time I got super high, we smoked some weed at my friend Ro Brown's house. And Ro... Everyone had this friend in high school. He was the youngest of 2 boys. And so your youngest buddy, or your friend that is the youngest of the family, always was the house to party at because the parents give up. They're like, you know what? We were successful on 2. We're not fine, whatever. The youngest always gets a pass. This is how I know that. In our family, our youngest brother, Killian, we had this like little side house. It was called my mom called it the Rumpus House, but that's just like the lamest name ever. So we called it the pool hall because we had a pool table in it. And the upstairs was just thrashed. It had like an upstairs pull down, like ladder stairs.
Like attic stairs kind of.
Yeah. Like the window was busted and like had fallen out of the
See, I
frame.
lived out there in high school and...
we kept it in a nice shape.
Yeah, and it was like the cool place to come kick it. It was like a kick it pad. It wasn't like a party pad. It was more of like,
we
I'd
just
have people
chill
over
out.
to kick it and smoke and...
Well, so Killian went to school in Seattle and would come back for the weekends. Him and his friends just trashed it. And I remember one time...
His friends pretty much lived there when he wasn't even there.
I was helping Mom clean the upstairs, and there was a bong just sitting out. And I was like, oh, man, he's left a bong just out. And she goes, oh, whose bong? Killian. I'm going to have to tell Killian, him and his friends need to clean up after themselves. Like, Mom, there's a bong right there.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like, I am pissed off for me from high school right now. I'm 6 years pissed off. So we would go to Ro's house because his parents didn't care, and he's the only friend who had parents who would leave. And we found this weed, or his brother found us some weed, and we smoked it. And now that's how high I got. I got so high, I was staring at a TV, looking at the word extension -1, trying to figure out what the hell that meant. It means extension 1, right, or accessory or whatever, the plug-in one or whatever,
auxiliary one,
something like that,
perhaps.
And I was sitting there making myself breathe, going in, Brian, out, in, out. And then all I could picture was how sad Mom would be on a 60-minute special with Barbara Walters, trying to explain to Barbara Walters how she didn't see it coming and how I was a good kid. And
died of weed.
I died of weed. I died because I forgot to tell myself to keep breathing.
The first kid who died of weed.
Oh, I just died because I just
what's funny
ignored my lungs.
Every time someone gets too high, they feel like they're gonna die, and every time someone tells them you don't die of weed, and their response is always like, "Well, I'll be the first one. It'll be me."
No one's died yet of weed, or they just don't know why they died.
Sometimes it makes it worse too, because you're like, "No one's died of weed, and I'm gonna be the first one." Oh, this is just terrible.
So that's my CBD stuff.
Yeah, CBD story.
We really ran out of gas on that one.
Yeah,
you know what? That's chemo brain coming into action.
It's fine. I'm in charge. We just needed some music. This isn't necessarily like we're not like cutting the commercial.
Yeah. You were just a fraction late on that.
I've never felt anything from CBD, but I like that you felt something from it because it makes me
I felt that body high without the head stuff.
Because that's what I've heard is that you can get a little bit of that kind of body high.
It felt great, though. It says to take it in the morning. It says take it like in the middle, like, hey, take this to get your day popping. It's CBD plus some caffeine. It's called Good Morning CBD. And I was like, probably not a good idea. because I do morning radio, and I don't know how I'll react.
Yeah, that'd be tough too. It's like 5 a.m. and you just take it for the first time and are just like jamming. So when did you take it?
I've done radio drunk a couple times, and that never goes exactly how I want it to.
Yeah.
I took it at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Huh.
And then I went and sat to get my oil changed, and I just thought to myself, oh, I feel a little bit high. This feels really good, but I'm clear-headed. That's what I felt nice about it.
I like the not clear-headedness about the whole.
Well, you've been smoking weed for a long time.
Yeah, forever.
You're a weed veteran.
Yeah, that's right.
So we just started watching this show. I told Pat to watch it, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's Murder Mountain.
Yeah, I did. I watched it all.
Did you watch the entire series?
I'm pretty sure that I might have one episode left, but
It's the craziest. I did not know this was a thing.
stoners are aggressive. I learned that when I was in Venice. When I lived in Venice Beach, I knew a bunch of like stoners who were also kind of like almost like the Rainbow Family kids, like those like kind of like gypsy type people, and they were really mean and aggressive a lot of times, and you'd think they wouldn't be, but
you throw money into the mix, and then listen, everything when money's involved, everything's a business, right? And then people start getting killed. But what I really found fascinating was that Humboldt County is really the originating point of modern day weed, of different strains of weed. The male female plant thing never makes sense to me. I don't really care. But what's fascinating about it was they were growing weed, and then these hippies who lived in Humboldt, who just wanted to live off the grid, went to Afghanistan or Pakistan.
they went to Afghanistan.
Afghani
Kush, baby.
and they found weed that grows at a certain altitude, and it's crazy potent. And they started making new strains of weed, and then the whole thing was like all these different crops up there because you couldn't really see. It was hard to find them up there. And then this whole area called Alder Point just became known as Murder Mountain.
Yeah, well, because there was a serial killer up there.
Oh, yeah, because the one dude had some weed trimmers
That
who
guy
were
had some
serial killers.
bad luck.
And they were just,
That guy had
all
some
his friends got killed
bad luck.
because he kept bringing people
He kept
up there.
bringing these like trimmers up, and he was like, everybody was like, oh yeah, Scott was like my dad, you know, like and
Yeah,
all
my
these
dad
like,
didn't bring
losers.
murder
But then
people.
it's like, so I killed his best friend. It's like, why did you do that? But there was 2 of them back in the like 80s that they brought up there, and it was like a couple, and apparently they thought they were on some mission from God, and so they would like in their off time they would go off,
They
find
murder
people,
people. Cut 'em up
cut
into
'em up,
pieces and bring 'em
then
back and
hide
bury
'em.
'em.
Yeah, and hide him around on his property, and one of them happened to be his best friend.
Well, they also call Murder Mountain too because it just at some point in time when everyone started growing marijuana up there, it became their own outlaw society where the cops, and this is what really blew me away. At some point in time, the Humboldt County sheriffs just decided, yo, it's too dangerous to go up there. They all have guns. They all are like protecting their own land. They just decided that this was going to be their thing.
And they made some. And we grew up in an environment that was similar to this, so we saw it with like the methamphetamines and stuff like that. Like,
but I never remember a place where the cops were like, I ain't going in that neighborhood.
Well, that's probably why it was the bigger comparison is more just you have this many cops for this much land. Like, they have so much land.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's easier for the criminals to get away with stuff because, like, in that Alder Point area, they were like, the cops are finally like, look, they don't want us there. So
right, they got their own guns.
They're doing their own thing.
And they're all,
like,
you know what? I would say this too. I think at some point in time, the cops just decide what's a good investment of potentially my life. And I'm not going to go, oh, you think one of these drug dealers murdered another drug dealer? Sure, I'm going to get right on that, you dummies. Like, I don't care about that. Or it's not on my priority list. That crime has to fall in my lap.
Yeah.
But it just made me, it was interesting to me because of that, like, sort of rogue justice type scenario where, especially when you had weed starting to be legalized, where cops were like, well, it's legal now, but there's still black market. I'm not messing with you guys.
Yeah.
You get your own backwoods BS. Go do your own thing.
Well, and there was the piece of it where they're just like, you know, some of the cops probably have the attitude of just like, well, let them kill each other then.
I kind of have that attitude too. I got to be honest.
I don't, because I'm a liberal snowflake king.
You are a little biatch.
But I do get where some of that frustration would come from eventually.
Okay,
like, look, every time we go up there, they tell us to F off. They wave guns in our face, and then they don't help the investigation. So why would we?
Right. Can we draw a line though between teams? I'm staring at your TV while I'm thinking. Can we draw a line between drugs and drug dealers? I don't care if kill each other, because I got to be honest. Marijuana, I don't think people should be killing each other over marijuana anymore. It's legal. It's also like It's a drug that has always been the least potent of any drug. I mean, alcohol can kill you a hell of a lot faster.
Well, I mean, we just were literally in the segment before this. What do you call that? If a tease is talking about something that is gonna happen, what do you call talking about something that already happened? Well, we already talked about how CBD is like not only is marijuana not
calling back to it.
Yeah. Not only is it not that bad for you, like obviously there's some downsides to it, but there's some healthy, like good things to it too.
Well, there's got to be some neurological damage that weed does over time.
What? No.
I mean, why does everyone talk like that then?
What were you talking about?
I mean, okay, hold on.
What are you talking about?
You can't
Seriously.
tell me.
What are
you can't tell me. You'll never convince me that marijuana doesn't have some sort of negative effect over the long term when every single guy who spends their life cultivating marijuana in Humboldt County kind of like, yo, dude, it's like... You can't tell me that that's just the thing that they all have in common other than like they're smoking their frontal lobe flat.
Those guys are idiots. So you can't tell me that they wouldn't have been idiots anyways.
I don't know. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the bong or the brain?
What came first, the idiot or the weed?
Idiot or the weed? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that part to me is funny because I just feel like there is this... It's either... the lifestyle or it's the actual
I think it's
drug?
partly the lifestyle because there are definitely like sneaky stoners you don't know about where it's like, what? That person smokes weed like all day long? And I can't think of any of them.
It just seems like you shouldn't depend on any sort of substance to be able to function through your day. I understand smoking weed daily, but you know the people
mellow man.
Shut up, you jackass. No, you know what I mean. Talk about the people who like, yo, I gotta wake and bake every day just to like get through my. No, that seems wildly unhealthy. Thank you for helping me make an emphatic point.
Brian,
it just seems like if you have to take a big old bong rip to like face the day, you probably need to find other coping mechanisms.
First of all, he said like 8 too, and it's like, I mean, he's one of those people who gets himself so stoned. It's like, because that is one of those things where I enjoy the weed smoking culture, and I think there's like a lot of positive, good effects to it, and I just like being high.
Well, you like being high. What the hell is weed smoking culture even mean?
It's, like people are chill, man.
No, they're not. They're chill until you watch Murder Mountain. Then you see they're all murdering each other.
Yeah, see, that's different. They're different kind of not chill. See, I think that's when other drugs get involved.
Yeah, okay.
I will say that I've been in situations where it's like me and a bunch of stoners trying to figure something out, and it's like the most annoying thing in the world. Where it's like, oh my god, you guys are idiots! Like this is so annoying. Like everyone's just like, oh, I don't know.
Your Mount Rushmore of annoying groups to be with. What are they? So you got your top. You have to have your top 4. Your Mount Rushmore of annoying groups. I'll go first. I'll let you think about it because I just sprung it on you. Okay. I haven't hung out with a group of stoners trying to solve a problem, so I don't know if that's annoying to me. But what I will say is this. My top 4 most annoying groups people to hang out with. Number 1, public speaking professionals.
Sure.
And I'm not talking about radio people. They're on the list. So we're comedians. And you know, in fact, everything I do, everybody in every group I'm in annoy me. Public speakers are the worst. When I used to do professional public speaking, when I first started stand-up, I was working for Monster.com, and I'd have to go to these conventions, and it's nothing but public speakers. And here's why they suck. Because they're all super extroverted, I want to talk, but none of them have anything fun or entertaining to talk about. So they just want to talk about what they're doing and tell me more about yourself. No, I don't want to.
Yeah,
That's
I don't like
1.
those. Okay, keep going.
Number 2, stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
Beat it.
Beat
it. And it's only a few of them. I only like the ones... I like it. My biggest compliment as a comedian is when someone says, like, I didn't know you were a comic. Good, you've been around me for an hour. That means I haven't been annoying you. Because I have a few friends who are impossible to be around. You can't be around them one-on-one because they're not used to that anymore.
I'd say an overwhelming amount of comedians are hard to be around in social scenarios. My
God. It's like, dude, you don't need to be on right now.
Sometimes you expect them to be a good sport because they're
sensitive, pouty bitches.
God, so you try and give them a jab and they get all upset and they end up ripping you even harder and it's like, geez, easy, Joel Byers.
Oh, Joel Byers.
My
Patrick's
enemy.
mortal
Keep
enemy.
going with your list.
Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go with radio conventions because everybody just wants to talk about radio. And to be honest, a lot of people in radio, they always talk about what's good radio, man? How do you make good radio? You just got to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And listen, I do a radio show
Use your
every single day, and not listening is the biggest fallback for every radio personality who's just waiting. This drives me crazy. When a caller calls into a radio show and they're going to make a point, and in radio you usually give like hand signs like, hey, you've done radio with me. It's like, hey, as soon as you're done, I got something, don't move on to the next point.
It's like being a kid in school. You kind of raise your hand. And
give him a little nod like, hey, I'm over here. I'm next. Like, please, like, throw to me. Okay? But as soon as the person starts talking, someone raises their hand. How do you even know what you're going to say? That person hasn't even made a point yet. You can't have a rebuttal to a point that has not been made.
Sure, unless you're not listening.
Of course, but that means you've checked all the way out already.
Yeah.
That's number 3. And number 4, people that I just love to avoid. Man, maybe I only have a top 3. You go first, and then I'll think about my 4th.
I mean, man, I totally spaced on my first group. Well, the first one I'm going to say is improvisers.
Oh, man.
So I can't.
That's close to public speaking.
It is. You brought it up. Improvisers, I can't stand to be around. I just can't.
They're like a bunch of... Every conversation with improvisers reminds me of when improvisers take the stage at a show. There's like fake, like, come on, guys!
Yeah, there's something
jumping
about...
around like jackasses.
There's something about the improv where they're like... A lot of people do improv because it's like, it'll help you with your social skills. And so they think that means take the rules that you learn on stage off into your life, and that's not what they mean. Well, they mean like, you trust your instincts, be confident.
I would say yes and. The principle of yes and does help you in your personal life.
Sure.
Because it's just learning how to roll with someone's conversation.
With a conversation. So then after that, I don't even know how to put this, but I'm just going to say bros broing out too hard. Like, bros broing out really hard.
When was the last time around bros broing out too hard?
Well, when it's just like if you're sitting within earshot of a bunch of bros just like broing out, and they're just like, and not a broing out where they're like, I love you, bro. I love you too, bro. Like, we're supportive bros. They're like, no, dude, if she lost like 20 pounds, she'd be like a lot hotter, but like, whatever, like, I'm just trying to F this, F that.
There's nothing worse in the world than people who think it's like
guys at clubs, like a bunch of guys at clubs who are on the hunt. Like, those are bros broing out. Like,
anybody who thinks like, hey, I'm going to rank people. Like, you're like an 8. You're like a 7.
As we sit here ranking people.
Well, ranking groups.
Yeah, sure.
Not ranking individuals. People who rank people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, she's like a 7.5. No, I think she's like a 6. I think you guys are both zeros, you idiots.
Yeah. Well, I'd like her to sit on my face. That is a broing out.
Is that a thing people do? Sit on faces?
I don't know. If somebody sat on my face, I'd be offended.
Like, get off my face.
Get off my face. Don't sit there. What am I, chair?
There's not. Listen.
What am I,
if you're gonna
chair face?
To do oral sex appropriately, you can't be being smothered to death.
No.
Murder during sex is always bad. It's not hot.
If you sit on someone's face too, unless you're
if you have to tap out.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. No, you're going the wrong way. My nose is in the wrong spot.
My nose is right in your butthole. All right. Okay, who else is next? So you got 2 now.
Bros broing out.
Is that number 2? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh, I got my 4th one. I got my 4th.
Do you?
Yeah. I got my 4th. You got to get 3 at least, and then I'll go to my 4th.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think of a way to say this. People.
What do you mean? Just say it.
Influencers.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Influencers.
Oh my God, you mean people who say that I'm an influencer?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
have 100,000 Instagram followers and now I'm an influencer.
I know a lot of them, and there's some that I really like. I still like some of them, but the whole idea of like having to be an influencer where you go to a party and the first thing you do is have to take like 4 pictures and then check out for like 15 minutes to like post it and like have your whole thing.
Right.
Because like I've been hearing this from a lot of guys lately that I know who are married, and girls out there just know that they're starting to get annoyed. But like when they show up somewhere, the guys like have to take a bunch of pictures of them in the dress in the clothes that they wore, posing here, posing there. They have to look at the pictures and they have to take more pictures, and it becomes, I think what it is, what a lot of the guys have expressed to me who have wives or girlfriends who are in this kind of lifestyle is like, it becomes the first like 40 minutes of the party is just them is an influencer influencing, and it's
the worst.
They're not present in the moment. They're not there at all, and it sets it off on the wrong foot. And so that's like the thing where like if I ever see like a husband taking picture of a girl, like, you know, posing for something that's going to be obviously like a poem. And I don't mean this for girls necessarily. I just mean influencers. Like,
Speaking of that, I wasn't just in.
Brian
I was
was
out
just
there.
texting.
Just the irony of what I just did. I just tweeted the most punchable thing in the world is someone introducing themselves as an influencer. So I did two things. One, I stole I stole your kind of observation, and two, I influenced while ranting about influencers. It's kind of a meta joke I just did.
you're done.
My meta joke.
Do you have
I got
do you
one.
have your fourth? Because I need a second.
I got a good one. I got a good one. Foodies.
Mm.
Suck a D.
You do hate foodies.
Foodies.
I would consider myself right on the borderline of being a foodie.
No, I'm not talking about people who appreciate food or who like new restaurants and stuff or whatever, but just the people who like to talk about, like, the really, you can just see on their stupid smug faces that they know. It's someone who, when you say like, oh, truffle oil, they're like, yeah, you're gonna use truffle oil for that. It's like, I want to choke you. This is why I'm mad. The other day, I was in Atlanta. I was cooking a pizza. And for some reason, I don't really know what the hell truffle oil is. I don't really care. Makes everything taste like mushrooms. Because truffle is like a mushroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I put truffle oil on a pizza pan because I wanted the crust to taste mushroomy. And somebody was like, you use truffle oil for pizza crust? And I was like, if I
Sounds like
had no, it wasn't even someone I know. It was just like we were at a bar. Like, oh my God, I hate to eavesdrop, but did you just say use truffle oil on pizza crust? And I was like, you mean you hate to eavesdrop? You pretentious, pompous douche. That's what you do, you foodies. And then you shame all of us who say, like, hey, yo, you know what? I like a good buffalo chicken wrap. Oh, my God. You like a buffalo chicken wrap.
Excuse me, but I eat to survive. That's what I do.
Stop taking it so serious. Or, like, if you say, it's someone who go like, oh, my God, you've eaten sushi from Ralph's grocery store? Oh, my God. Yeah, man, I have. And it's not bad.
Sushi from Ralph's grocery store.
Such a douche. All right, do you have a fourth one? Foodies are just. Could you imagine being in a room full of foodies who are all trying to like out foodie the other foodie? Like, it'd be the worst. Yeah. I remember there was a time I read this story once about these foodies who got abducted by the Iraqi government. They were on the board. No, Iran. They were on the border of Iraq and Iran, and they were like walking into what was not any sort of territory they're supposed to be in, because they were like trying to like find a place like authentic like chickpea. They were just being complete foodie douches, and they got captured by the Iranian government. And then we had to broker like a hostage negotiation swap with them. And I was like, leave them there. You know why I hate them? Because you're going to see them at a party and they're like, hummus.
You know what?
This hummus is okay. I remember that the hummus that I really liked is the hummus we made when we were backpacking through the mountains of Iran and found a chickpea grove.
You know
where the
what's
hell
funny
chickpeas
is that-
growing. And we mushed them with our feet because that's how you really get the flavor out of the chickpea hummus.
They should have left them in captivity for a while, and they would have just kept sending back the food that they were given in captivity, and they would have finally got sick of them. But like, you know what? Take these two assholes back. We don't want them.
They're critiquing.
They're so annoying.
Stop critiquing our porridge.
The gruel is a little gross. I don't know. It's a little chunky. It's not great.
Do you guys have Wi-Fi? Because I want to do a Yelp review of this prison and really rip the gruel.
The newspaper's a little chalky.
So, do you have a fourth one?
I'm on the fence. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do one based on a servers thing or if I have, because I have to.
Ooh, servers might be a good. That's kind of a dark horse.
Because I'm just gonna say this like straight up. If you send food back at a restaurant, I don't like you. Like, unless it's...
I'm not that. I mean,
like,
you really got to be egregious about it.
Yeah, unless it's like, this chicken's pink, I can't eat it. You know what I mean? Or like this meat is so hard that I can't technically... Like, unless there's something so wrong with the food. But just the fact that you don't care for it. Like, I was at the Waffle the other day, my favorite place
The
in
Waffle's
the world.
amazing. Why would you send
great.
anything back at the Waffle?
You're at a diner. You're at a diner that's called the Waffle. First of all, if you're there not ordering waffles... You're an idiot. I was there. We were there with our godson. I went with him, and we went there, and I was like, "Hey, man, the waffles here are really good." He was like, "What about the pancakes?" I was
No,
like,
you're an idiot. It's called
if you
the
get
Waffle.
pancakes here,
I am
you're an
gonna
idiot.
slap you with
You know
a
what
pancake.
the server said? He came up, and I was like, "Ask him about the pancakes," and he was like, "How are your pancakes?" He was like, "I mean, if this place was called the Pancake, they'd be
I'd
pretty
probably
good,
get
but
'em,
it's
but
the
it's the
waffle."
Waffle.
Yeah, it's the Waffle. So people who send food back in ways that are like, because there have been times where it's like, I've been working as a server, and people will send food back just because it isn't what they thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's what. So they like, I didn't know that.
This is.
Oh, I didn't know that the eggs were poached
Yeah.
on a Benedict.
Sure.
I don't like it like all.
Right.
Ooh, I don't like the yolks and things. Then why'd you order it?
Right.
I don't like this yellow sauce.
Right. And unless you're like, and even if it's like, I mean, there are times where it's like, I'll be like, hey, I'll take my eggs over medium, and they'll come out very obviously over easy, and they'll be extra runny, and it won't be perfect. But it's, deal with it. It's such a small thing, and it's like food. You're sending the entire thing of food back. They're just going to go throw it away because you weren't happy with what you got.
Also,
so this lady at the waffle was like just ridiculously harping on one of my favorite servers there. Because the hash browns weren't crispy enough, and how the hash brown should be crispier. And then when the server would leave, I'd hear her talking to her boyfriend, like, some people just don't know quality. They just don't know quality around here. Like, and I'm like, hey, listen, you're also at the waffle. Dude. What did you expect?
Also, listen,
you want like creme fraiche on your waffle?
Here's the thing,
you fool.
The only time I accept people complaining about food when it comes from like not a 5-star, you're paying $80 per person at the end of the day, is when they bring you the wrong thing, completely the wrong item,
wrong food.
Like, or you forgot something.
I've even just ate that.
Right,
I've even just got it and just been like, patty melt.
But
This
here's the
isn't
thing
what I
about
ordered,
the
but I'll take it.
crispy hash brown lady is that if they come too crispy, you're gonna send them back because they're burned.
Yes,
like you wanted them crispy, but now they're burned.
And you've been there. Their hash browns are as crispy as hash browns come.
And where the hell are your expectations at? You're at the waffle. The other thing too,
exactly.
We got to ask the other day on the Amp Radio Morning Show.
It's like a $10 breakfast. That's what you get. You get what you pay for.
So we had a list of the fast food places that are ranked giving the best service. And everyone was like, hey, so what place is giving you? What place do you know is not on the best service list? And I was like, you know why I don't want to do this? Because I don't believe in ripping fast food employees.
No.
I don't believe in ripping them. Like, if they forget something, it was an accident. They're not stupid.
They're getting underpaid to get some, like, kind of weird scholarship.
Everyone's stupid until they forget something. You've all forgot something in your life when you're doing something. And so they forgot. Also, they're doing this for, like, 50 people every 25 minutes. They're filling orders, so it just got skipped over. I don't believe in ripping these folks. Who, let's be honest, they probably didn't dream of...
Service at Wendy's is better
Right, they probably didn't dream about like, what do I want to do at a grub? Well, I'd love to hand cups of 99-cent chili out to these pretentious douchebags who aren't going to tip me anyway. I'd love to. Oh my God, that would be the dream job for me. So why are you ripping these people? If you find yourself angry at the service you got at fast food, your expectations are too high. And you know what? Pay $50 and go to a restaurant.
If you're mad about the service,
you're getting what you pay for.
If you're mad about the service at a fast food restaurant, it's possible that you are a poor jerk.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Listen, I don't have to be rich to be an a-hole. I can be a poor a-hole.
You gotta be.
I'm good at being an a-hole.
You gotta be rich to send that back, my friend. I'm sorry.
I just eat your. You know what? Oh my God, I ordered. Excuse me. This is the double quarter pounder, and I ordered. And I ordered the Big Mac. It's the same damn burger. Just take the pizza. You got a bonus piece of bread, you jackass. Just eat it. It all tastes the same.
It does all taste the same.
That was a hell of a rant right there.
I know. We got off on it. That was really good. I said we got off on it, which is a weird thing to say.
It is. It is say that we got off on that rant, but
we got off on that.
But
rant.
I did have a full out boner.
Speaking of rants, I did have some audio pulled up so we could do our State of the Unions.
Oh, in life or in the world?
I think it's just in life.
In your life.
Yes.
Your State of the Union.
Yeah, your own State of the Union.
All right. I'm going to go grab a beer and get ready. You can prepare your State of the Union.
I'll get mine.
Or you can start it. Well, you can't leave silence.
All right. What?
You got to start talking.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So my State of the Union is going to be all full of interesting stuff because my life is at a crux right now. I've got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff coming up. Like next week is my very last chemotherapy treatment. So I'm getting back to life. And people think that I should be really excited about it. And I am really excited about it. But also, I have some conflicting feelings about the whole thing. So,
okay, do you have your State of the Union music?
Did
you have music for State of the Union?
Yeah,
I'll start first. Yours sounded like a real piss.
It was a downer.
Droning on and on about, oh, my last round of chemo and I'm conflicted.
Well, what do you want me to
Was that what you were talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
You
want
should
me
be
to talk
excited.
about?
We're going to throw your party. Do you want a stripper to come out of your chemo cake, or do you want what do you want to come out of your chemo cake?
Ugh, chemo cake sounds disgusting.
You know what's gonna be the best part about the chemo party? When the stripper jumps out of the cake and you're sleeping through it because they just put you on Benadryl.
I know, because I'm asleep the whole time. Yeah, that's all right. You ready to do your thing?
My State of the Union. Is this what they do it to?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the State of Brian's Union. State of Brian's Union is looking pretty good right now. Financially, things are coming together. Though every once in a while I get a text from my dad about how he's got a bacterial infection in his blood, and that just screams money to me. Because I don't know if he has health care or not. I guess we'll find that out the hard way. I'm lacking sleep currently. But that means things are going well, because if I wasn't busy, I'd be pissed off about that too. So overall, I think things are, the state of my union is pretty good right now. Pretty chill. Is that
perfect?
Okay, good.
That's good. You did it.
You got one? Do you got your state?
It did. It worked. Yeah, I'll do my State of the Union. I feel like it's going to end up being more like a stomp clap rant.
Oh, about what? Okay. Well, if you got a stomp clap.
All right, here's the State of my union. My life is in peril, you guys. I'm finishing up chemotherapy. I'm finishing up with cancer, and I don't really know what happens next. Like, I am very concerned. When I found out that I had cancer, basically, I took everything in my life and I put it into little boxes, and I hid it all over the place so that I wouldn't worry about those things. And now that I'm almost done with all of this, I have to open all those boxes again, and it's going to be a fucking mess. I know it. And so I'm getting very, very apprehensive about the state of my union.
It's good. No, I have no context, but at the end of it, you're like, oh, fucking mess.
It is going to be a mess. I am worried. I'm concerned. I have my final chemotherapy.
So are you saying the nerves of the final chemotherapy is I guess there's got to be the nerves for, well, what if this didn't work?
Well, I think...
Or have they been testing you the whole time?
No, they haven't been testing me the whole time. I'm not really worried about that. My brain hasn't really let me go there. To me, the only option is that I'm going to be okay over this. That said, there is a little bit of nervousness. I'm sure there will be when I'm going in to get another CAT scan or an MRI.
Please don't have more
please don't have more cancer.
Yeah, that would be a real bummer
really
right now.
Don't want to have to do more chemotherapy because it sucks. But also just there was a good amount of clarity that I felt through the whole process, and I'm wondering if it's going to stick around.
In life.
In life.
So are you wondering hey, when I'm done with this whole cancer situation, am I going to, because right now you're I don't stress out about stupid stuff that doesn't matter.
Sure.
But how long will that last? So that's what you're saying?
And I used to stress out about stupid shit that didn't matter.
Right.
Only.
I think
exclusively.
that's only naturally what we do. But I mean, I guess you're right. Cancer really puts in perspective. I think that I've had to go the opposite direction in my life, where I've had to learn how to give an F about things that other people are concerned about that I don't care about. Because you know what I mean? When you go through stuff like some of the family problems we've had, dad going to prison, ruining, our entire family unit for the most part, you start to realize what's a problem and what's an inconvenience. You getting cancer is a problem.
Yeah,
that's a real problem. That could kill you. That is a problem.
Right.
It's going to be life-changing for you. Your life will always forever be different. Whether that difference is good or bad is on you, but it's always going to be different because you're going to have this experience that matters.
Sure. Not booking a mayonnaise commercial.
Right. It's who cares?
Yeah.
It's mayonnaise anyway.
Yeah, I know.
If you book a mayonnaise commercial, what are you going to be proud of everyone? Hey, guys, Miracle Whip. I did it.
I'm the whip boy.
I'm the whip boy. There's a book called Whipping Boy, and I don't. Do you remember that book?
Yeah,
Whipping Boy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the context of that book is.
He wasn't shooting commercials,
but I'm gonna say that it didn't age well.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go ahead and venture a guess that no one's reading the Whipping Boy in 4th grade anymore.
Oh, poor Whipping Boy.
You know what I mean? That seems like a book we should hang up.
Yeah, sure. I remember when we read, what was it, Night by Elie Wiesel or whatever.
Eli Wiesel.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good book. That's about the Holocaust.
I know, but it's crazy where they're throwing babies in there and shooting them and it's.
I mean,
really,
but that really happened.
I know.
Whipping Boy, I don't know.
I just remember. I think I read it before it was assigned to me because you said that it was really good.
Do you know what movie did not age well?
What?
Gone with the Wind. so historically
I've
inaccurate.
just been dying to talk about that movie.
It's trash. It's an absolutely trash movie, and if you like it, you're an idiot. If you like it, you just for some reason you think like historically it's amazing. One, it's 3.5 hours, and I get it. Editing a movie in 1946 was a little bit of a pain in the ass.
It's tough too
because you had to cut the film and glue it back together.
And I think it's kind of one of those things too where it's like you actually had to shoot on film, and the film was like the most expensive part of the film. So I think they're like, well, we shot it. You better use it.
Use every goddamn piece of.
What did we shoot it for?
But here's the worst part: is they made it look like black people loved slavery, like they were excited. Like when they got to go to a new house with a new master, like, look at this house we get to live in. Whoa, like they make it seem like every slave was super jolly about it, which I get. It was 1946, and we had a lot of racial issues in this country. But maybe you shouldn't make the slaves seem like the best part of their day is realizing they're a slave. That is ridiculous. Like they literally, Mama, who wins. By the way, Mama, Hattie Smith, wins Best Actress in the Oscars. Guess what she can't do? Receive the trophy because she wasn't allowed in the venue.
Oh, God.
So she wins Best Actress for playing a happy slave, can't even get the trophy.
Wow.
This whole thing's insane. So Gone with the Wind is the worst.
It definitely is one of those movies where I feel like when people say it's like in their top 5, it's like, why? Because film school
in
said
your
so?
top 5. It's not in. There's no way it's in your top 5. You know what's in your top 5? Clark Gable going, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
That is it. When she's like, what am I going to do? Rat. I know you threw me down the stairs and I lost a baby. Rat. It's so crazy.
That's rowdy, too. That's a rowdy thing to happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then he leaves her because she's like, oh, maybe a little conflicted because you just threw her down a set of stairs and she had a miscarriage. It's a really emotional situation, Rhett Butler. Okay? Get your act together. That was another rant for me.
Brian's ranting.
You know, I need to take more CBD.
Yeah, you do.
I'm feeling all emotionally worked up right now.
We're gonna let Brian take a little breather here and end the show on that. We're gonna go get some noodle soup, some Thai noodle soup.
You know what? Think about 21 Savage right now, man. He's stuck in an ICE detention center.
He's also a liar.
I've been popping pills, man. I feel this like a rock star. I've been popping CBDs.
I think if anybody thinks that what rappers say is all the stuff they do, they're crazy.
Also, he's not lying. He was not born in this country. That was on his Wikipedia page. Yeah. If ICE can't solve mysteries that Wikipedia can, we need to build a wall way less than we think we do.
We need to build a wall around ICE.
Put ice wall like Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Do we run out of music?
The music just stopped. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want to go out cold?
Yeah, let's go out cold.
All right, fine.
And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online.
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
And learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.
Oh, come on.
To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 blobfish minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance.